In Antwerp, Nico, it was Karen Hatchanoff, Dan Evans going head-to-head.
Always love to watch Dan Evans carve it up in a fast court. Hatchanoff with that extreme forehand grip. I thought was going to have issues, but he was not at the beginning. Here we have him at 7-0 in the tiebreak, and off we go.
So this is Hatchanoff. He was not happy with the call. It was called out, or it was called in rather, and he believed it should have been called out wide. So he's arguing with the chair umpire, Adele Noor, saying, hey, you need to interfere and call that. It is incredibly close, and this is where things start to take off as you see Hatchanoff really react to this one come out, and he kind of fell off the rails from here. And I thought that this was really interesting because you made the point about Sasha Zverev earlier. This is what separates mentally a top 20 player from a top 5 player and a Grand Slam winner.
Absolutely. You know, unfortunately, he had to come out in the third set and serve first. And so having had the emotion left over from the second set, I just think it was a bad start. It would have been much better if he came out and had to return first.
Right. So Hatchanoff then gets broken to begin the third, and that was all Evans needed as he cruises through. Is on serve the rest of the way. Evans takes it 6-4 in the third, and fortunately, Karen Hatchanoff didn't necessarily take it further after the match. He kind of just continues through. So it's Evans that gets through to the semis, and this is what Antwerp looks like. But this is a topic of conversation that we've had from Paris, we've had from other tournaments, the use of the technology of Hawkeye. We've seen it in Cologne. It's not being used over in Antwerp. So, Nico, what's your take on this? Because the technology is available. We've seen it unused really throughout all of the tennis world. Do you feel like it should be a consistent thing throughout all of tennis?
Well, it is a tough one, and it is a cost to the tournaments, and that's the reason we don't have it anywhere. To me, it's unfair if they don't have it in all the courts. They should not have it only in the stadiums. But I was reluctant before because I'm old school, but I think it's beneficial. Electronic line calling is here to stay, and I think it's the best way to go to prevent this sort of thing to happen because it ruined the match for Hatchanoff. I certainly know it ruined enough of my matches, but if we have it, we should use it.
What's your take?
Absolutely. I think that, these are these young players' careers on the line. I think there's a lot at stake from a point standpoint, from a financial standpoint, year-end bonuses. And I think that, somehow we've got to, on tour, find a way to standardize, whether it's going to be line calling, whether it be in-person, electronic, and have the same requirements everywhere because it's just unfortunate that you have to see a referee or linesman get involved in a match at that point in the match and cost the match for someone.
You look at other sports as well, they're using it. We should be on it.
Sure, a lot of replay in some of these other sports, and they're using the technology that is at their disposal, and Hatchanoff certainly would have argued for that.